Huda won't come and kill us, oh, because this palette, like literally, this is the first time I opened the palette, okay? It's, I don't know. We'll see what it's all about.
How do we get this low? You come over and we start a fight. Never know who's wrong or right. Feel nothing when you go. I know it's not intelligent, drinking for the hell of it, but that's irrelevant now. We should talk about us. How come we're holding on? Cause really I don't see the benefits now.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ohemaa. If you are a returning subscriber, hey! And hopefully your notifications are on as well, okay? If you're new here, consider subscribing and, you know, clicking that notification bell. For today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the new Huda Naught Nude Eyeshadow Palette. This box came in, I want to say a few days ago. So I decided to go ahead and come on here, show you guys what it looks like. And also you guys told me that you want to see swatches of eyeshadow palettes. So I decided to try my hands out at the swatching business and I swatched it for you. But for me, honestly, it's the actual blending of an eyeshadow palette that does it for me, because I can swatch it, but sometimes it doesn't translate as well as the swatches do, okay? But if you guys want to see it, I will do it for you, okay? Because I am here for you. So let's go ahead and jump into the Huda Naught Nude Palette. Okay guys, so this is the Huda Naught Nude Palette. For me, I feel like this is a classic big Huda palette because her palettes all have like the same kind of design to them, the same kind of weight, and the same kind of pans in them, okay? And this is what it looks like on the inside, okay? And it has these beautiful unblended shades in there. That is very cool because, you know, when you see the shades, usually they would mix this up to create a shade of shimmer. They would mix this up to create a shade of matte, but she somehow did a pour like a marble type situation that gives you two colors in one, or if you want you can mix them up to get, you know, like one particular shade. Now what's interesting to me is this one. This is the one I did not swatch. I didn't know what it was, so I actually ran my hand over it. I thought it was it's a glossy pan. I'm not gonna say eyeshadow because as it stands it is a pan, okay? It is a glossy pan with balls of or with drops of the shimmer in there. So instead of them mixing it and making it a glossy shade all mixed together, they left it just the way it is. So it's like when you see it, you would think, when I first saw it, I thought it was like some kind of a fragrance in gloss, but it's actually a glossy shimmer shade. Like, it is weird. I mean, it's not it's weird. I'm interested in seeing how it's going to apply, and I'm actually going to apply it. I'm mad that I just messed it up with my fingers, but it looks like it would go on with fingers, and I can definitely see myself using this as a gloss, a lip topper, something along the lines of that, because it fits, you know, if the shoe fits, why not? The Huda Naught Nude Palette launched on the 2nd of November, retails for $67, and I will have links down below in the description box just so you can check them out. It says in the palette there are 8 velvety, soft, powerfully pigmented mattes that blend seamlessly. There are 5 high shine metallics with a soft buttery texture, and there are marble creams. You choose 3 luxurious multi-reflective marble shimmer creams and 1 mesmerizing matte marble cream. And then there is this the innovative new texture is high in pigment and lightweight in formula, blending into lids. I think the slippery shade is also part of the creams, so instead of them mixing it up and leaving it in the palette, they decided to just deconstructed cream. That's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it a deconstructed cream eyeshadow palette. Okay, so that's what this is. PR package also came with 5 brushes, and there is a robe in the PR, which I didn't put on today because I'm cold and I put on a sweater, but I'm definitely going to be using this in other videos. I'm gonna do 2 different eye looks. Looking at these shades, I feel like if you're someone who's my skin tone, to deepen your crease, you will be able to use Spicy and probably Untamed, and probably be able to use Naughty as a transition shade on its own. If you're someone who's lighter than me, who's paler than me in any sense of the word, you're going to be able to use the whole palette in its entirety. So I'm going in with a Naughty contour brush, which is that triangle looking brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Spicy. I'm going into Spicy, and I'm going to place Spicy in my crease area. The shade on the white base is like a deep burgundy, almost a brown shade. And I really love the tip of the brush. It stamps perfectly into the corner of my eye, like right here, without me having to do extra to get it that way. I'm taking the Naughty Sweeper, which is a blending brush. Okay, and I'm gonna go into the shade, okay, we'll go into the shade Naughty. Like I said, these are the shades that I feel will show up on my skin. Of course, one is deeper than the other. If you can see, I'm using this blending brush first because it is a pointed blending brush, and it also fits perfectly into the crease area. So I'm taking the first brush we use to place this shade, and I'm blending the edges out. Naughty Sweeper, I went ahead and cleaned the ends off. Taking the shade Arouse, I'm tapping into it, and I am blending the edges of this out. I also want to use this same brush to pick up some more Spicy and blend Spicy into Naughty. I'm gonna use Rough to blend out Naughty because, oh, maybe not. Rough is coming off a little too pale. So let's try Juicy. Let's see what Juicy can do. Okay, yeah, I can use Juicy. Can I use Juicy? I'm gonna use Juicy to blend out the edges of Naughty, and I'm using the angled brush that came in the set for this. This is the Naughty Diffuser. I'm gonna go back into Naughty, and I'm going to blend Naughty into Juicy. I'm taking some more Naughty, and I'm placing Naughty on the outer parts of this look.
I can't quit. It's not like we're still 22 and trying something new, just a pastime. I don't think that we ever could work this out. None of it makes
But I'm using Juicy to blend the end of this eye out into the cut crease that I just did. Going to go into Untamed, and I'm going to put Untamed on the outer edges of this one because this is our more dramatic eye. I just put down some of that ABH glitter adhesive. I'm taking the shade Please Me, and I'm putting Please Me on the outer parts of the eye to go into the marble shade Flower Power. I just mixed them all together, but I feel like they should not be mixed together. So since this eye is more predominantly purple and more dramatic, I'm gonna start out with the shade Passion on this eye, and I'm actually taking only the deeper marble shade in there. It's holographic. It goes on dark, but it's also like a holographic shade. I definitely feel like this will be better applied with fingers. I don't understand this shade. It has a beautiful shift to it, but I don't understand it. I'm gonna go into the shade Desire, and what is going on with these cream? Okay, so in order to figure it out with the brush, so I had to dig into Desire before it was able to show out like it's showing right now. With the brush, like I had to literally dig into it. Now for the shade Slippery, which is that weird shade. I'm just going around in circles in this because I definitely feel like this is better applied with the fingers because the heat from your fingers will make it easy for you to melt it. But I'm gonna put that on the inner corner. I want to see how it behaves. And it's so creamy, and I can definitely see this being like the way people start cutting the crease, because it is a creamy shimmer shade. Kind of sort of reminds me of a lipstick. Like the consistency of it, the way it moves, it kind of reminds me of a creamy shimmery lipstick. That's what it reminds me of. With how sticky the shade Slippery is, I feel like you can put a different shade on top of it and it will hold on to that shade for you. And I really want to put Shameless on top of it to make it sparkle a bit more, because it's, even though it's creamy, it's just not as sparkly as I thought it was gonna be. Okay, I'm going into Untamed, and I'm blending Untamed into the outer corners of this look. Okay, so there was slight stress with these shades. They're beautiful, however, the cream shades were giving me like a little bit of anxiety because of how they were going on with the brush. I definitely feel like if I was using my fingers and if I wasn't doing a cut crease, like if I was just doing something very simple, it would be very quickly, it would melt easily with the heat from my fingers and it would go on beautifully. But because I was using a brush and there was no direct heat trying to melt down the shades, it was a little bit difficult for it to go on. But once I was able to dig into that shade and get it on the brush, I was able to apply. So if you're someone who's like me, who likes using brushes for your eye looks, you're definitely going to have to dig into the creamy shades to get them to show up. But once they show up, they do show out, okay? It's just a matter of getting them on the eyelids without heat, okay? So yeah.
How do we get this low? You come over and we start a fight. Never know who's wrong or right. Feel
for this inner corner, I'm gonna use the shade Provocative. Okay, and on this eye, I want to go in with the shade Irresistible.
We should talk about us. How come we're holding on? 'Cause really I don't see.
Okay, so this is my finished look using the Huda Beauty Noti Palette. I also have the Huda Power Bullet in the shade Game Night on my lips. I was actually looking for a different shade, but this is the one I found. I haven't swatched this particular lip set for you guys, so I'm gonna actually do that now. It's gonna be another video I upload for you guys. I used all the shimmer shades in here. 5 of the matte shades. I didn't use the creamy matte shade, but the other shades I feel like I can use in like a different video. But using the shades that I use in the palette gives me a good idea to tell you what I think about this palette. It's a nice palette. I mean, obviously you can see that it showed up on my skin. It's making me feel very... That's how I can describe how I feel right now. The problem with this palette is, and I know, I hope nobody comes for me, just hear me out, okay? The problem with this palette is that the cream shades in here, all the cream shades will be better applied initially with your fingers. Because they're creamy shimmer shades, they need some kind of heat to melt them down so they can mix and do what they're supposed to do properly with a little bit of heat, okay? Now, if you're someone like me who likes using your brushes to apply 99.9% of your eyeshadow, you're going to have to dig into the palette to get the kind of payoff that somebody who uses their finger would get, okay? So for me, I ended up digging into the shimmer shades that I use, or like rubbing intensely to get them to show out. Now the regular shimmer shades in here just go on beautifully, easily, like any regular Huda Beauty shimmer. The reason why I feel like it was so easy for me to swatch all the shades was because I used my finger, and the finger of course applies heat to the creams. I know I said that already, but you know, You get the point of that, right? The matte shades blended very beautifully together. The slippery shade is very intriguing to me. It's ingenious, but once again, it's going to require some rubbing to get where you need to go. Okay, you need to rub this palette a whole lot to get it to go where you need to go. But besides that, it is a very gorgeous palette. The brushes are very nice and very soft. I'm trying to pack in as much as I can into one video. So let me know down below in the comments how you're enjoying these two different eye looks. Okay, that's it for me with the Huda Beauty Naughty palette. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, my nails, the info on my nails will be down below. Check her out. The lashes are Bouncy Beauty lashes, and this is the style Give Them. Okay, I came here to give you this look, and it looks really, really good. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. I hope I didn't miss anything, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Think that we ever could work this out. None of it makes sense. There's no reason why I still fall back to you.